Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. As you can see by the title, I have some big news for those of you that don't know. I moved to Thailand and it's been almost 3 months now. So you may have been wondering like where I've been on YouTube, why I took a short little break, but it was because I was enjoying getting used to the new climate, the new life, the new people, the new everything. And so much has been happening that I want to share with you. There's been a full rebrand that's happened and I want to tell you about it. So I decided last year in January of 2024 or 2025, sorry, that I was leaving the country. I was leaving the United States, and at that time I wasn't certain where I was gonna go. I just felt very, very strongly at the end of 2024 that my time in the US was done. But in January of 2025, I wasn't really sure. I just had the knowing, and so I sat with it. And then I think around like February, maybe even March, I think it was, that I realized that I wanted to explore like where I was going. So I landed on Senegal. It's a place that has ancestral roots for me. It has just like a very beautiful like energy, and I've been pulled to it for a very long time, not just because I have ancestral roots there, like the African DNA that I have, a lot of it's linked to Senegal, but also it's a Muslim country. Some of you guys know that I used to be Muslim, and there's just a really beautiful energy there. And as well, in astrology, I have a line, my Jupiter line is going right over Senegal, right over Dakar, the capital. I've had this pull to be by the water for so long, and of course to be in Africa and all that stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to Senegal and I'm going to make that my, first, maybe only, but my first place that I go to live outside of the country. So time goes on, the year goes on, and about halfway through the year, like right around my birthday, I am with my partner at the time, and we start chatting, and he mentions bringing up, he brings up Thailand, and he goes, hey, how would you feel about us moving to Thailand? And that kind of threw me for a loop, because in 2018, I went to Thailand for the first time and went to Chiang Mai for the Yi Peng festival. I had the time of my life. It was, out of all the countries I've been to, it was my favorite. It felt like home immediately, and I was like, I need to live here. Like, I remember taking like the first bite of some street food. I don't know what it was, but it was so good. It had flavors I had never tasted before. I was just living my best life, and I was like, I'm gonna move here like immediately. Like, this is happening. Once I get back, I'm gonna start planning. So I enjoyed that. I did all kinds of excursions and things. It was a solo trip. I also went to Hong Kong. Really, really, really great time. And when I got back from that trip, I had a lot to unravel, because my grandfather had just passed right before I went on that trip, and then I was planning to move my entire life from Georgia to go overseas. So this was like huge, because I had not only a full-time job, I also had a relationship that I was in. I also had a cat, I had a pet, I also had another side business. Actually, I had 2 other side businesses. I had a lot going on. So for me, it felt like, okay, this is a big move, but I'm ready for it, because it felt so aligned and so right. And I'm very like in tune with my spirit when that kind of feeling happens. So I start planning. And then, as most of you know that have read my book, 2019 summer solstice came around, and I got this weird confirmation that I needed to be in Arizona. And I was like, oh, that's weird, because I'm planning to go to Thailand. So I got that first confirmation. I was like, okay, if I get another like 2 confirmations, then I will change my plan. I got 2 more confirmations on the solstice. And so I was like, dang it, I hate when I make those plans. So I make those promises. So I promised myself that if I got that much clarity and confirmation, that I would be going. So I ended up switching my plans in 2019 and saying, okay, I'm gonna make a pit stop, what I thought was gonna be a pit stop in Arizona, and then I'm going to go to Thailand. 2020 comes around, and everyone knows what happened in 2020, right? So beginning of 2020 comes around, January, and I'm planning a trip back home, which home for me is Illinois, to see my family before I head out and make this big move. And I get this intuitive ping, this ancestral ping, that I should not go on that trip. And I was like, okay, this is weird, because I literally just booked my ticket. And so I was instructed to refund that ticket at less than 24 hours since I had done it. So refund that ticket and instead to buy a car and go across the country in that car. And I was like, okay, it's very, not only strange, but a very big ask to just ask me to just buy a car. Like within, what, a week? You want me to buy a car and drive across the country? And this is all in my book, by the way. It's in chapter 1 or 2 of my book. So long story short, I get to Arizona right around the time I was supposed to be back with my family. And I spend almost 6 years in Arizona, just about 6 years. And that brings me to last summer, which was about year 5.5 in Arizona. And when my partner at the time had said it and mentioned it, I was like, absolutely, yes, let's do it. Yes, right. And I hadn't told him about my love affair with Thailand and how much I just really wanted to move there. In 2018, it wasn't something we ever talked about because I kind of put it in the back of my mind. After moving to Arizona, I just got busy with life and business and relationships and all kinds of things. So I didn't put too much effort into getting back there. I just thought I'll get back there when I get back there. At some point in life, I will go back, but it's not a priority anytime soon. So last summer, when he brought it up, it became a top priority because again, I was thinking of going to Senegal and instead that came up. So I spent 6 months prepping, 6 months reorganizing my whole reality, my whole life, getting my business ready to be fully, overseas where I could still take my clients and all my programs, any offerings that I was gonna have. I tied up in-person offerings back in Phoenix and started to just really move my life. So being in Thailand for the past 2.5, almost 3 months, what has that been like? It has been so blissful. Like, I'm so grateful every single day when I wake up that I'm here, and it still hasn't like fully settled in, but a couple of realizations that I've had since I've been here is that I did not realize how much stress that I was under, that my body was under living in the United States. Like, I thought that I had a really good life, and I did. I have so much time. I can basically get up and do whatever I want. And I didn't think that there was much more beyond that. Like, I'm living my life, I'm going to Pilates, I'm going to the gym, I'm making my content for my business, I'm taking client calls, like I'm doing all the things I want to do. So I thought that my body was fine until I got here and I realized how much stress that I was under. It's like you don't know until you get into another environment how bad the environment you were in was for you. I know this is dramatic and it seems very dramatic, but it feels like when you're in an abusive relationship and then you leave and you're like, oh my God, that was actually really, really, really bad. And you feel like you can breathe for the first time. That's what it feels like being here. And obviously, it takes time to heal from an abusive relationship or from a very stressful environment. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a month. It may not even happen in 3 months, but it's a healing and grieving process that I've been going through here in Thailand. And there's days where the grief hits really hard because I'm literally across the world from my family. And then there's days where it's just ecstatic bliss and I'm getting to do everything that my soul wanted to do this season. So for instance, I'm a dancer. I've always been a dancer. But I feel like it's taken a backseat to my business the past couple years. And since being here, I have tapped fully back into my dancer energy. I am doing performances, solos now. I'm a part of a dance studio here. I'm teaching classes as well. I'm doing immersive dance experiences here. It is literally like my heart is singing with how much art I'm able to create here. I'm also performing at open mics and doing spoken word, and it's just everything that my soul really, really, really craved in the United States, but it just wasn't the right place for me. It's so important to be in the right space for your soul, and Thailand is the right space for my soul. So when I went back and looked at my astrocartography, I saw that Thailand is in my 4th house, which is the house of home, your home, but it also is where my North Node is. So for those of you that don't know astrology, it's basically like where you're supposed to be, like where I'm supposed to be. It's home for me, and it's where my soul is destined and trying to go is towards that home, that 4th house. So it feels like I can finally settle. Whereas in the United States, it never felt like I was home. It never felt like I was settled. I always felt that since I was a little kid, that like this is not my home. Like, I'm here, I happen to be born here, but I'm not going to die here. Like, this is not my home. I always felt that, and I've always been trying to leave since high school. There was a Costa Rica trip that I was trying to do in high school. It didn't happen. And then college, I didn't get to study abroad like I wanted to. So there were so many like missed opportunities. But then in my adult life, I was able to do a lot of traveling, and still am. And now I get to live that out, what I've been yearning for so long. So it just feels surreal, and it feels like an experience, and I want to take you all with me on this journey. I have so much coming in my business. The rebrand is the Self-Centered Woman, which is my movement, which is centering yourself and letting everything else revolve around you. And that's exactly what my life has been, my entirety of my life. But this season is so special because it's a new level of that journey of centering myself and choosing how to do that. So choosing to be child-free, choosing to focus on myself and my love for myself, and pouring into myself until my cup is overflowing, which it is now, and just feeling like how good it feels to not be depleted. And you don't realize, like I said, that you are until you're in a place that actually is for you, and you're in a space where you can actually like step into your full potential. And for me, that was here. And I knew it the first time I came here, but I needed that pit stop of 6 years in Arizona to learn certain lessons and meet certain people and really like do a lot with my business. And I love the desert for all that it taught me, but I'm so excited and happy to be here in Thailand. So I say all this to say that there is so much more coming. Let me know in the comments if there's anything specific that you would like to see. I have a lot of ideas and things that I'm working on behind the scenes. I just did some coaching stuff, but I have more coaching things coming for people that really, women that really want to step into this centering of self energy. I just reopened my 3-session package. I'll link below for you if you want to work with me and do some private one-on-one coaching with me. But I have so much for you. Art, music, dance, spoken word, poetry, all of that is here. It's coming. I'm gonna post old art, and just I'm excited for y'all to be on this journey with me. I love you, and I will see you very, very, very soon.